Hi, my name is Matt.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Thank you for coming in today. Before we get started, is it okay if I write down my observations and notes on paper that won't offend you or anything?
Sure.
Okay.
Of course.
Well, before we get started with the counseling, I think it's a good idea to get to know your client. So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, my name's Jessica. Like I said, I'm 34. I'm married. I have 3 kids.
Ooh,
I have
3 kids.
Yes. I have one of my daughters in high school, and I have 2 twin sons that are in junior high.
Ooh.
So, me and my husband, we have a rambunctious household. I'm an administrative assistant at a local law firm here in Chico.
Very nice.
Yeah, and I came in today because I'm wanting to lose some weight. So I was hoping you could help me out with that.
Okay. So you came in because you wanted to lose some weight?
Yes.
Okay. What sparked that want to lose weight in you and drove you to come seek counseling about that topic?
I'm kind of having a competition with some of the gals at work.
Oh.
We're trying to see who could lose the most weight by Christmas, and it has to be by Christmas because, Christmas, everything goes out the window, and we'll probably gain it all back by then. But, after that. But that's kind of, I'm just wanting, I know I need to lose weight. I know that I'm overweight. But, yeah, I just kind of, some of the people at work were kind of keeping each other accountable, but I was just wanting some tips on maybe how to do that.
Okay. Have you done any research on losing weight at all?
Not really. Not really research. I just know, supposed to, count your calories and get exercise and things like that. I don't really exercise a lot right now,
Okay.
and so maybe I could do some on the weekends, but during the week I'm really busy with work and then my family. But yeah, so I don't really know a whole ton.
So you think counting calories is going to be beneficial for this weight loss, but you also know that exercise and eating healthy are also key factors. But you have obviously a very busy lifestyle with a household of 3.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's how it all works. You eat less than you put in and do exercise, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what are your thoughts? What are some of your thoughts about going about losing this weight?
What are my thoughts? Well, I just think I'd probably be healthier. I weigh 180 pounds, and so it's probably, I don't know what my ideal weight is necessarily, but I think it's probably less than that. So I just know I'd probably feel better, look better. Yeah.
So you think that your weight is a little higher, but you don't know for certain, but you think that you would feel better if it was a little bit lower weight?
Yeah, I know in the past I felt that way. I have lost weight in the past. I've tried several diets. I've done Jenny Craig, I've done Atkins, I've done the cabbage soup diet. And so I lost weight on all of them. But the most I lost one time was 30 pounds, which I was very proud of. But that always comes back, and so yeah, I don't know.
So
I don't know why it keeps coming back.
So you're familiar with the habits of dieting, and you've actually had some successful weight loss. Losing 30 pounds, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't completely stay off, and so that concerns you a little more and driving you to come here today and seek counseling for that.
Yeah, I just would like it to stick. So any way you could help me with that would be great.
Okay. Well, before we go into the physical experiments and stuff, losing weight, what's important about this change? Is it just the competition at work, or is there something else driving you to do this?
I just think that I would feel, like I said, I would just feel better. I feel like I eat the right foods, but I just eat too much of them. And then, especially when it comes to desserts and sweets, I don't have very much self-control. So, I mean, I can eat, cookies are a little weakness of mine. I can eat 5 to 10 of them at a time. So I know that that's probably not a good thing. And I know I can emotionally eat sometimes. Stress kind of drives me, especially to sweets. When I'm stressed out, I find myself emotionally eating sometimes. So.
Okay. So you find yourself eating healthy foods, but you believe that you eat too much of them, and that's affecting your weight control. And you also mentioned that you have that you like dessert.
Yes.
Can we actually go through a regular day for you, which you usually eat and experience during meals?
Sure.
So let's start off with the morning. What do you do when you wake up?
Well, for breakfast, I normally have granola and yogurt and a banana. That's usually a typical standard breakfast for me.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, how much granola do you usually have in a single sitting? A bowl. I guess it's probably like a half a cup, maybe. A half a cup. Okay. Yeah. And from there on, what do you have after your morning meal?
Well, I have lunch, and I usually go out to lunch most days. Being at the office, it's easy to just go out. I'll go to Chinese. I'll have egg drop soup, sesame chicken. Sesame chicken's my favorite. And then either that or I'll go to Mr. Pickle and get a sandwich and a soup. Or Gorilla Bites is another place I go to, and I can get a bagel sandwich there. Or I do get a salad sometimes at Gorilla Bites with steak. Yeah, so that's lunch.
Okay. So your job kind of helps you go eat out for lunch most days?
Yeah, it's easier. Sometimes you forget to pack things. I don't normally pack lunch, and I guess it's just easier to eat out.
Okay. Between your lunch, after lunch, what do you do after that for food?
Well, when I have snack usually at some point before dinner, probably around 2 or 3 normally. I get hungry at work.
Okay.
I'll have crackers and cheese. And then sometimes I'll have a glass of wine, like right before dinner. While dinner's cooking, I'll have a glass of wine. So I don't know if that's technically a snack, but yeah. And then for dinner, we have all different kinds of stuff. I love to cook, so I cook. I love to cook, so I'll cook every night for dinner normally. I'll do fish, or cooked vegetables and rice, or I'll have soup, salad, and bread. I like doing that. It's nice and quick sometimes. And then sometimes we eat pasta, and we'll have shrimp, broccoli, and Alfredo sauce on it. That's another favorite dish in our house. So
very nice. Well, it's incredible that you love to cook for a family of 3, and it sounds like you've found something that your family enjoys eating. Do you have anything before you go to bed after your dinner meal?
Well, I guess after dinner, like I said, sometimes when I'm stressed out, like I'll find myself eating more. So when I'm feeling good and not stressed, I won't eat dessert normally.
Okay.
But when I'm feeling stressed out, like I'll eat cookies. Like I said, I could kind of binge on them sometimes. And then, of course, Halloween just happened, and so we have all this candy laying around the house, just like looking at me, right? And so I will eat some Halloween candy lately too. So
So you have dessert on days where it's emotionally stressful, but on days that you're feeling good about yourself, you typically don't have dessert?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Okay. Is it just the stress that invokes you eating dessert, or?
I think so. I mean, I like dessert, but
Mm-hmm.
I know since I'm trying to lose weight and I'm in this competition with, with my coworkers, I've been trying not to eat dessert.
Right.
I was going to just plan on eliminating dessert completely to win the competition because I thought that might help me, but I don't know if that's the best idea, but I don't know.
So you think that one of the ways you would go about losing this weight would to be to somehow alter your dessert patterns?
Yeah. I mean, I thought that would be like the easiest, just getting rid of all of it, cold turkey, just no dessert.
Uh-huh. What sort of issues or things holding you back do you see from just going cold turkey with dessert?
Well, I mean, I really like dessert.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to do that, and it's hard to, it just seems like, it sounds like a good idea, but it sounds like a lot, and so I feel like it's something I should do, but I don't think it's very easy for me to do.
Okay. Well, would it be okay if I showed you some things that some of my past clients have experienced when it comes to dessert and the ways that they went about doing that?
Sure.
Okay. I actually have a handout here for you. It's about sweets
Okay.
and eating sweets. Some of the things on here might jump off the page, so if any of those catch your eye, we'll talk about it a little bit, but we'll definitely come back to it during the counseling video. First up, the first item is firing the food police. And that's just basically not labeling foods as good or bad. You take them as they are in a way that, and you don't make them any worse than they are.
Okay.
When you do this and you eat like things that you label as bad, sometimes you feel guilty, and that can definitely alter your emotions about that food and eating. Up next on the list, we have eating the foods that you crave when you crave them. So if you're wanting that cookie, you can have that cookie, but when you're not necessarily craving them, you tend to avoid them or not rely on them.
Okay.
And then the third item on the list is to savor the food. So when you're actually having your dessert, you're making sure that you're aware of having it and you're actually enjoying the food rather than just eating the food just to eat it.
Okay.
So of these three, or if you think of anything else, which would you like to discuss?
Well, this firing the food police thing sounds interesting. I mean, we all think of foods as good and bad, so maybe we could talk about that more.
Okay. So, firing the food police. How would you think that you would, just off the top of your head, go about doing something like that?
I don't know. I mean, cookies are, when you're trying to lose weight, cookies are in the bad category, and like salad is good, and so there's just things that we always like label as good and bad, and so I guess it'll have to take changing how I think about those things, but I don't exactly know how to go about that.
Okay. So some of the foods that you have are you label as healthy, and then some of them not as healthy, like cookies and things like that. What the firing the food police is trying to do is to avoid the voice in the back of your head saying that something's bad and that you shouldn't be having it. So not necessarily just throwing the food out completely, but just realizing that all foods have some nutrition value to them.
Okay.
And the way you go about doing that is you feel you look towards your emotions when you're eating this food, seeing if you're feeling guilty, and then you look for that source of possible guilt that you're experiencing when you go about doing this option.
Okay.
So what difficulties do you see yourself having with this part?
Well, I guess, like you said, it's just changing, remembering, like, when I'm eating that, oh, this isn't bad and this is good. Yeah, I guess that would just be, like, the hardest part, just because these things are so ingrained in us. And so I guess it just would be me, like, really just having to throw a lot of things I've been taught and things that people say out the window. And so that's probably going to be challenging for me. But
so the change in your mentality about the foods that's been ingrained in you since as far back as you can remember is going to be something tough.
yeah.
What ways do you think would you think or pop into your head when you think about not necessarily following your beliefs about those foods?
Well, I guess that means, like, cookies are good, so I can have a cookie whenever I want it. But I guess I don't understand, like, because then if I eat it whenever I want it, sometimes I eat 5 to 10 of them, and so that's probably not good for losing weight. And so
Right.
I guess figuring out, like, that line of self-control in the midst of everything being okay, you know?
Okay. So the concern that you brought up is that if you're not concerned about the good or bad values that you put on things like cookies, that you might continue to consume as many as you have, or consume more cookies if you fired the food police.
Yeah, I think maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
So how tough would it be to say to not listen to that voice in the back of your head that says that something's good or bad? How tough would it be to go about doing something like that?
I like the idea of it, so I want to do it, but yeah, I think at first it might be difficult, but I guess there's something kind of freeing too about, like, everything being okay, you know. And so I think I would just have to kind of walk it out and see what that looks like. But it's definitely different. It's different. I've been on Jenny Craig and Atkins, and this is just a new way of, like, thinking about it. So yeah.
So you recognize that it's going to be a difficult process to not listen necessarily to that voice in the back of your head, but it's interesting to you that you're not necessarily going about a diet pattern or a diet practice.
Yeah, I think it's a lot different approach than I've used before, which, you know, I guess I need to do a different approach since the other ones didn't seem to work, right?
Right.
Okay.
We can set up a trial run or an experiment to see how you would be going about firing this food police.
Okay.
Before I invite any ideas, what ideas come to your mind when it comes to going about a trial run like this?
Well, I guess I could allow myself to have cookies when I want a cookie, but yeah, but just not eating 10, maybe just 1, and see how that goes. But, like, if I want a cookie, like, maybe I'm eating all the cookies because I save it all up to one time or something. So maybe if I could eat them whenever I wanted, then I wouldn't eat 10 at a time.
So you would have 1 cookie instead of 10, and after that 1 cookie, you'd see how you feel, and possibly one of the reasons that you have more than just 1 cookie at your past sittings is just because you have the idea that you just save them up.
Yeah,
time.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think so. I think that could be it.
Okay. So how successful on a scale of 1 to 10 do you see yourself having just one cookie, seeing how you feel after just the one cookie, and then going from there?
Well, I guess I'm probably at a 6 right now, just because I don't know what that would be like, and it's probably like right now because I eat. Sometimes when I'm stressed out, I eat more, and so
Right.
I'm not sure what I like right now. I'm not stressed out, but I don't know what
Mhm.
I'll be like if I am stressed out. You know?
Mhm. So you're at a 6 because of the unknown when it comes to your stress levels, and seeing as how you're not stressed right now, it might help you when you're just having that one cookie. But you feel like if you were at a higher stress level, that you wouldn't be able to just have the one cookie, that you would have more.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So what barriers do you see aside from the stress level? Because that is very apparent. What barriers do you see getting in the way of just having that one cookie, and then gauging your emotions afterward?
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, like I said, stress. Maybe like even if I'm at the office and I'm at this challenge, and if I'm able to eat whatever I want, then like other people might be like, "Oh, aren't you trying to lose weight?" Or like even people in my family may think a little differently about it, and so that might be hard for me to navigate through. And I don't want to have to explain myself all the time, you know.
Right.
And so
So, worried about what your peers and what your family thinks about this experiment
yeah,
are apparent barriers, and not having to explain yourself, because it's a difficult explanation to give to people, and those are some of the barriers that you see yourself having on top of the stress that you experience.
yeah, maybe, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's dive a little more into the ways that you go about monitoring your stress levels, and how that would affect the experiment. What ways do you think you could go about monitoring your stress level and coinciding that with the experiment, just having one cookie?
What do you mean by monitoring?
Well, realizing that you had a stressful day, and on stressful days, sometimes you like to have more dessert than other days. So thinking about eating dessert and stuff like that, rather than just not thinking about it at all.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could, since it seems like I'm using food to meet a need when I'm stressed, I guess I could figure out how else, another way I could get unstressed besides eating cookies. I mean, I can still have my cookie, I guess, but then I won't, something else that could help me relax, so I won't feel like I want to eat like the whole package of cookies.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you have any ideas about how you would reduce stress, aside from eating? Just any stress mediators in your life?
Well, I like listening to like really soothing music sometimes. Like if I get a moment to just like lay down and like listen to music, that's awesome.
Right.
I don't know if that can always happen with, you know, life with 3 children, but that is something that like, or even maybe on the way home from work, and like put it in the CD player, maybe I guess I could, or you know, just make sure like have soothing music. It makes me, I like it and helps me relax. So maybe something like that.
So soothing music is definitely a stress reducer in your life.
Yeah.
And the most successful way that it reduces stress is when you can just lie down and listen to it. But listening to it in your car would also help reduce the stress. Maybe not as much as the lying down, but it would still help reduce the stress.
Yeah, it has, like it makes me certain music, it has to be certain music, but it
Right.
makes me feel peaceful, and so that could be, yeah, that could be an option.
And so listening to this music would reduce your stress, would you think that that would aid you in the trial run of having one cookie and then seeing how you feel from there?
Yeah, I think it might. Yeah, that might work.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you again on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think you'll be? Do you think you'll be successful? And successful in the sense that you're just thinking about the food that you eat it, not necessarily just having one cookie and stopping, but just thinking about the food before you eat it. How successful do you think you'll be in doing that?
Well, I know I'm really willing to give it a try. I think I could be successful. I mean, it may not happen every single time
Right.
that I have a meal, or but I think maybe about, like I said, a 6 or a 7. I'm very willing to try
Okay.
and see how it goes at this point.
Okay. So what would be a margin of success with an experiment like this? Would it be just having one cookie every time would be a complete success, or would it be every other time you're able to just have one cookie and think about it, and then maybe the next time you're not necessarily thinking about it?
So you mean like a cookie every day?
Something like that. Maybe not a cookie every day, but just thinking about the food.
Just every time I want one,
Mm-hmm.
and then just being thinking about eating it and why I'm eating it.
Right.
While I'm eating it. Is that what you?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I think I could. Yeah, like maybe 3 times a week.
Okay.
Just to make sure I do that. Maybe just to start off with.
Right. So when you're feeling the need to have a cookie, having it once a day, 3 times a week, and thinking about eating that cookie would be a success in this trial run.
Yeah.
Okay. So the the goal for in between now and the next time that we meet is to think about the dessert that you're having, and having one cookie, for instance, and thinking about it, and then if you're feeling the need for more, having more, because of your desire to lose weight, for this competition, but for your own personal reasons.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything else that you wanted to discuss during our session about this topic?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Well, I would like to follow up with this to see your success in this trial run, and discuss other ways that we could possibly go about your desire to lose weight. Would that be okay?
Yeah. We can meet again. That'd be great.
Okay. Well, I look forward to our next meeting, and I wish you good luck with your experiment, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Okay. Thank you. You too.
Thank you again.